Hello and welcome. I hope you're safe and well. In today's exciting episode, it's not a jacket, it's me KonMariing my tweeds and other jacket making fabrics.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
So this month's theme is the movie You've Got Mail. She works in a bookshop. She does story time on Saturdays. And so I've been recording that instead of cleaning up all this mess in my sewing area and getting on with the next jacket. So instead of just trying to and I also got out my gingerbread jacket from 2023. So last December I made this. And yeah, I think I'm going to put a triangle on the back. But also I'm thinking about what sort of gingerbread house jacket I'm going to make for this year, this December. So that's why that one was out. Anyway, so here are my jacket making fabrics. They were in storage boxes, but they was kind of a bit jumbled because I went through them all and neatened them all up 4 months ago, and I have used quite a few since then. I'm kind of impressed. I've used the silver sequin fabric. I've used a plain wool that's sort of a chalkboard green, and I haven't used any of my corduroys. I have used half of that yellow camouflage denim there. Sounds as fabulous as it was. And I was going to do an episode where I review all the jacket patterns that I've tried, which is where I use that other fabric. But and this is what reminded me about my tweeds. I've bought these, I saw these kilt pins, but then like normally kilt pins are heirloom bits of jewellery. They're quite expensive, but I saw these really cheap ones. And they're essentially just really big safety pins. So I bought a bunch of them, and I think I'm going to make my plaid tweed, my tartan tweed up, and use them instead of beads, just make it look a bit punkish with loads of kilt pins. Anyway, so this is me getting out all my, oh my goodness. Okay, so I found another three storage boxes of fabrics. And so we've got sequin, we've got a couple of different stacks that are tweeds. We've got one that's just plain wools or wool cashmere, and then there's the synthetic ones, and the jacquards, and there's a lace sitting precariously on top of the mannequin in the corner. There's 3 laces. I really like the white one, and there's enough white lace to do 2 jackets, but I think I might leave that. I might do them in December because it's for snowy season. Anyway, so yes, I found more sequin fabrics, I found more tweeds, and I'm just sort of stacking them in. And this one is the synthetic one. So there's the 2 snake skin looking ones, and then there's some satiny jacquardy ones as well. And then the ladybug fabric is there because I've got enough to make 1 or 2 jackets plus a dress out of the ladybug fabric. And that jacquard I absolutely love, but underneath it there's another one that's flowers on a white background. It's absolutely beautiful. And I'm thinking for my 2024, like this year's gingerbread jacket, I have a corduroy, but I also have this gorgeous Chanel style tweed. So I might use that one. And this is me showing you the 3 laces. And there's also this other black like mesh thing, but it's not mesh. It's much bulkier, more like a lace. And these are my felt, but it's not squares of felt. It's a big piece of felt, enough to make a jacket. So I'm going to I know felt isn't very glamorous, but I'm just going to completely cover it with beads in those ones. And so at this point, I think I had most of them out, but then I realised there were a couple missing. So I went the hind tweed. Oh no, I got that one. And then there was a couple of other ones and another sequin, the brown one that I had to go and get. So I think at this point I've got all of them. And now it is time to divide and conquer. So I've decided that I'm going to leave out 20 tweeds, well, 20 bits of fabric that I can make up into jackets. I'm not going to have time to make all of them up, but I'll just leave out that many and pack the rest away. And hopefully that will stop me, because I just keep putting them all neatly away and then going through everything and just pulling something out. And every time you pull one out, it sort of messes everything up. So yes, I'm definitely going to do the white and yellow French tweed. That one is absolutely glorious. So this is me. This is the one. I think it looks sort of like gingerbread. So I think that might be my very glamorous gingerbread one for this year. It's either that or in the cord section, can you see the gingerbread coloured corduroy? But that's not very glamorous. And also because corduroy has the ridges, I don't know that it would take the beading well. Like I'd have to use big beads. And I kind of like the idea of using really thin white beads and making it look like lines of, you know how there's those really classic gingerbread houses that are gingerbread and then they've got white lines of icing all over them? I think I'm going to do that style this year. Anyway, so this is me deciding I'll put away 1 or 2 storage containers of ones I know, kind of definitely know that I don't want to use in the near future. So I kept out the sequin ones that I like the most, and I've put away some of the plain wools, some of the tweeds. Like I love them all, otherwise I wouldn't have bought them, but they're not like on my absolutely must do as soon as possible list. So I'll pop these ones away. And then these ones here, like, again, I like them, but they're not, you know, I don't have a burning desire to wear any of these ones. And this one is hilarious. But again, I think I can live without a gold and black zebra velvet, crushed velvet jacket, just for now. So I pop those ones in the top. And yes, there's still, see, this is what I do. I just pull other fabrics out and then they end up being an absolute mess. So then I neaten them up again. And yeah, so they're vaguely still in order. Oh, and I took out more fabrics. So I kind of really like this silver and pale blue one with the tiny little colourful pom-poms, but I've put it away for now, because there's just so many fabrics that I want to use. But yeah. So this is still a pretty good, pretty diverse mix. So now I'm trying to put away some more. So I've got out 5 or 6 more fabrics and I can keep one of these. So these are all interesting fabrics. I'm going to actually talk about each fabric as it's on screen. So this one here with the flowers is a velvet one. This one's a jacquard and it looks like overlapping, it looks like the body of a peacock. Like little feathers overlapping, and I do love it, but I'm not sure how I'm going to bead it yet, so that's why it's going away again for a little bit. I think I'll use a beaded trim on it, and that way you don't, because I want to be able to see the bulk of the fabric, but I also want to put beads on it. Same with the 2 snakeskin ones, so I put all of them away and kept out the golden pale pink one. And I'm going to, I think it's a really sheer fabric, but I think if I back it with some pale pink pre-washed cotton, it makes it look much brighter and intense. So I think I'll do that. And so these are still way too many fabrics, but we're whittling it down slowly. So now I just have to, some of these are here because I think I should make them up, and some of them here because I like them. So now we'll just take out some more homework ones. Because I don't know. I think I'm more likely to make something up if I have a really, really good idea of what I want to do with it and I really want to make it up now. Whereas, yeah, some of them, I just don't think I'm in the mood to do one of the lace ones right now. But yeah, I do like the idea of doing it as they will be very challenging to do, but it's just not the kind of challenge I'm up for at the moment, I suppose. So then, and the red ones, I know a couple of you really, really want to see that red brick one made. And I did have it ready to go, and I'd cut out the netting for it, but I ended up using the netting for something else because, the red and red brick one with white and black in there as well, it has very definite lines, and I can't quite decide whether to go vertical or horizontal with the lines. I think I just have to decide which beading I'm going to do, and then that will dictate which way it goes. So now we're definitely down to ones I want to keep. So these ones are all green, or that one's, you can't really tell, but it's green and beige, and that's the pale pink and gold one that's going to be backed with some cotton fabric. And then these are the tweeds. I think I have to only keep one of these two black and white ones out. I think we're going to keep the charcoal one and put away the black and white one. And that floral one is the Sabrina one. This one, I know exactly what I'm going to do with that, but I think I'll still put it away because, I'll just save it for another time. So I popped, I'm doing pretty well. I was very decisive with these. I just put away all the ones I didn't really want to do. So, I mean, I do want to do them, but they're just, I'm less enthusiastic about some of them and more enthusiastic about some other ones. So that's sort of how I decided. Normally when I pack them away, I have to do it in color coordinated order, but obviously that hasn't really worked for me in the past. So this is me getting out all the cotton fabrics that I'm going to make either a Chanel style jacket out of and then bead it, or I'm going to make a summer jacket and bead it. So they're all going to end up being beaded jackets, but there's a couple of different types of patterns that I'm going to use. So these two are going to be Chanel style jackets because there's a little bit more extra fabric. These ones here, I decide that, I mean, I do like them all, but I just physically cannot make them all up at once. So yeah, I decide to, there's one in the back row that I keep out, but I decide to put away all the back row for now. And then I'm trying to decide to keep one of these three, but I end up keeping all three out because of course I do. They're just really thin fabric, so it doesn't matter anyway. That one I have a really clear idea. This one I'm going to put gold beading on and it's going to be fabulous. This one I've got, see that rose, the dark red color, the scarlet in the center? I've got scarlet bugle beads, but I've also got scarlet seed beads, and I'm going to do dangly rows of them, and then I'm going to do a see-through transparent olive khaki colored bead at the bottom. So it's going to look like little teardrops sort of thing. Oh, it sounds hideous, but I think it'll look good. And then, we've got all the tweeds that I want to get to as soon as possible. And yes, so I think this is a good mix. So this is going to be the gingerbread one. I wasn't sure, but then I put these sort of apricot-y gingerbread coloured beads on top, and I think it's going to look fabulous as long as I use the right beads for it. So white plus some of those ones plus maybe some smaller gold ones. I don't know. The one I did last December had a lot of gold in it, so maybe not gold, maybe just white and gingerbready colours. And then this one is for autumn. I don't know, it's a nice quiet one, and I don't know, I feel like I overlook some quiet tweeds sometimes. And this jacquard, it's so Dries Van Noten, I absolutely love it, and I couldn't bring myself to put it away. And also the one of the brown sequins, because I've got the flowers for the beading for that one. I really want to do them. So these ones all sort of go together, so I could do a, I don't know, autumny toned one collection of jackets, and this is the green collection. And I've got enough of that green tweed there. It's an old Linton tweed and it's just absolutely gorgeous. I've got enough to make 2 jackets. So I'm going to make up both of them and bead them in 2 different ways. I love it because every time you make a jacket, then you've got to come up with the beading. And I always come up with loads of different beading designs and you can only do one. But I have enough fabric that I can do 2 different designs. And this is the jacquard I was telling you about. It's got these beautiful full roses and there's like a cabbage moth on there as well. It's absolutely gorgeous, but it's going to take forever to do the placement of each piece of the pattern because there's big white bits that don't have flowers and then there's a few big bits that have flowers. So I'm not sure which bits. I think I'll not bead the bits with the flowers on them, and then the big white bits, that's where I'll do all the beading. And this is the mauve and white one with the silver and gold in there. That was 5 as well, and they were sort of pastel colours. And this is 6 I think I've got here. Most of these are cotton ones, apart from this absolutely glorious French tweed, and the charcoal one as well, the black and white and beige and charcoal. And that one's pretty luxe as well. Both of those are on my Make 9 list. I had 9 fabrics that I really wanted to make up this year. The Sistine Chapel one and the Roses one. So these are the ones I'm thinking of doing. Like each layer is going to be this one, then the autumn one. And so I'm going to make the gingerbread jacket like probably in October or November, but then I'll bead it in December and it could be the gingerbread jacket for this year. Oh, and I'm going to do the daisy one next. This is the one I'm going to make next, this jacket. And it's going to be a summer style jacket because there's not enough fabric. Because it's a quilting cotton and they're so thin, I don't think there's enough fabric there to actually make a Chanel style jacket. But yeah, and I'm trying to decide how to bead it. So it's daisies because the main character in You've Got Mail, her favourite flowers are daisies. So that's why. And she also at the end wears a grey outfit. And it's grey on the background, but also has these little aqua blue bits, which is why I got out those coins, but I also have a lot of them. But I also have these tiny little pineapples, so I'm tempted to mix the 2 together, but I'm not sure. I think the camera's not really picking up the aqua bits. They're quite prominent to the naked eye. Perhaps it's because I didn't iron it yet, but yeah. I don't know. I think I have got some clear seed beads, so I thought I would use a greyish sort of thread and do a string of seed beads, then add the metallic aqua coin at the bottom and have them all hanging off it. I know in the movie she wears really, really simple clothes, very plain, very simple, but I'm trying to use up my bead collection. What can I say? And I just think I need to do more of that style beading too. So perhaps I'll just make the jacket and then bead it another time. I don't know. With the summer cotton jackets, I just think it's easier to bead it, like make half the jacket, then do all the beading, then finish it. So I don't know. Anyway, I've put them all aside and I know what's the next ones to make. Oh yeah, and the ladybug's sitting there too. So I kind of want to make 2 jackets out of that and use the rest to make a dress, because my original idea was to make one really fancy one and make one just regular one. But I mean, I wear fancy jackets as day wear anyway, so what's the point really in making 2? But anyway, that was my thinking originally. So there you go. I have KonMari'd my jacket making fabrics, and now I just want to make up other things. This is the problem with having so many lovely fabrics. Like, your fabric stash is just the coolest little fabric store. And you don't even have to pay for anything because you already did. So, yes. But I think I'm happy with the ones that I've kept out. I just have to get around to actually making them now. I think on the weekend, I've been recording the story time episode that I'm going to do, the special episode for Saturday, and I think it's going to be ready. But I think I'm going to have to do, I don't know how to do just audio. I'm like so not, I'm a writer. Like I know how to turn on my computer and that's about it. And anyway, yeah, so I've been recording the story, the audiobook episode, and I've done 5 more chapters. So I've just finished chapter 13 and there's 21 chapters all up. So I think I'm going to finish in time for Saturday. But I think it's going to have to be 3 parts, not just one big episode. Because, yeah, I don't know how you upload a 6-hour episode. But anyway, I shall worry about that after I've actually recorded everything. Anyway, these tweeds are so pretty, and other jacket making fabrics. They're so completely gorgeous. I love that bright green one. It's so bright. And I've got these beads that are coral coloured and the little pineapples. Yes, I am a little obsessed with pineapples. When pineapples were first available in Britain, they were just such a novelty that people didn't actually eat them. They just sat them. They were sort of a status symbol, and people would keep them until they would keep them for so long that they ended up rotting and they didn't ever eat them. But it was just so, it's like instead of having a Chanel handbag or a Prada handbag, you had a pineapple that was on your mantelpiece. So weird. But yeah, so whenever I see pineapples that look a little bit like, that's why you see so many of those follies in old British buildings that have like sculptures of pineapples on them. It's just so weird. Anyway, I've got lots of fabrics and I have to go make them into jackets now. So I hope you've been inspired to get out all your fabrics in your fabric stash and neaten them up. I am going to go finish reading that storybook, which is absolutely adorable. It's such a cute story. Anyway, and then I am going to make some jackets out of these lovely, lovely fabrics. So thanks again for watching and happy sewing.